Joining us here, the parents of Maurice Creek. We've got Pammy Morgan and Michael Morgan. Your son is in a very tough situation. I want to know sort of how often have you been communicating with him, and in what format have you been communicating with him?
We started communicate. Well, we communicate every day.
Right.
Several times a day, but the night that the war started, I wasn't watching TV and he was asleep. And my sister, she texted me and said, the war has started, what's going on? Because he was supposed to leave the next day at 4 o'clock. And I immediately called him and woke him up because he had no idea what was happening. And then from there, Mike and I haven't really slept at all. We've been trying to sleep in shifts so we don't miss a text or a phone call or anything. And then if he can't reach us, we will, he knows to contact a grandparent or aunt or cousin or somebody, but pretty much it's us trying to just sleep in shifts so that we don't miss him.
Right. I was going to ask you how you are sleeping, but you kind of
we're not really. I actually the other day had to call my primary care doctor to get something to take because every time I dozed off, I would immediately wake up because I don't want to miss him. So it's a struggle.
Right, and I was about to doze on right before you called for the interview.
Yeah,
that's how I go.
Yeah, I cannot imagine, honestly. He was, one thing that's interesting, I don't know if you all know this, but Scott, who interviewed him yesterday, is texting him back and forth and kind of keeping an update on that. And
right.
He texted Scott earlier and basically said that he's going back and forth between the bomb shelter and his apartment. And as he worded it, pretty much based on how bad the explosions sound. As a father, what is that like to hear that? How scary is that to hear?
He texted me just the other day and the text just said, "Mom, I love you," and I lost it. I've been trying to hold it together for him, for his siblings, for my husband, just for everybody. And he was down in the bomb shelter, and it's horrifying. I've never seen the inside of one until today, and it's unbelievable. It's everything that they tell you it is on the news and on TV. It's just mind blowing. I keep thinking I'm going to wake up from a dream, and it's awful. I mean, I cannot even.
Absolute nightmare.
Yeah, I can't explain it. You just have no words because it's like the gray cinder blocks cemented together. That is the wall, and they're just rooms. You have some bigger rooms, some smaller spaces, and it's just like, it looked like a maze, and you could just look and see the stillness and the chill and the coldness that's down there in that bunker.
I saw the video. I don't know where Scott texted me the video earlier. I'm not sure if it was through a text that it was sent or a social media, but I saw the video of what the bomb shelter looked like, and it is just the word uninviting does not do it justice.
Yes.
Exactly.
As parents, I mean, this is the type of things, there's certain bad things that we all kind of accept that could happen in life. I would imagine, though, that this is outside of your wildest dream, like wildest possibilities of an "are you kidding me" type of situation. How have you coped with that mentally, saying this is happening to us?
Nothing you can say. All you can do is sit back and deal with the situation and wait till it all, take a deep breath when it's all finished. Right now, you just got to deal with the situation.
We just tell everybody to pray. We are believing that the Most High will deliver him and everyone else from this situation. I'm asking everybody who is a true believer to please pray and fast. And if you aren't quite familiar with fasting, just if you can do it for a little while, an hour or two. But we have to continue to pray, not only for him, but for everybody. And like I said, just try to fast. It's unbelievable because, I mean, we sit here and look at each other, we did today, and it's just like, my God, our son is in the middle of a war, and he's not supposed to be there.
Right.
It's, I look at pictures around the house or, you know, things that remind me of him, and I just find myself breaking down crying. And I'm trying, I'm really trying to hold it together, but it is, you literally can't sleep because we are so worried, we're devastated. I mean, absolutely devastated. It is just the worst. You know, you want to, as a parent, try to shield and protect your child from everything and anything possible. And how do you do that in this situation? There's just no way. We can't help him. And then we sit and we watch the news, and I just want to reach out and grab my son through the, you know, just reach out and get my child. And I can't do it. It's awful. I don't wish this on anybody. It is awful. And in a million years, you would think never you, because this is stuff that you see on TV.
Yeah, I think one thing that is sort of one of the few things that all humans have in common across all boundaries is we feel the most helpless when we are helpless. It's a situation, it's the most anxiety comes from situations we can't control and things we can't really do anything about immediately. And I can imagine, but I want to ask you about something that maybe can be controlled. What's the logistics of this? Because sort of this is the situation, now we got to move forward. So how are we going to go here? What are we going to do? He told Scott earlier, I want to make sure I get this right. He said that his team is helping him. He says that he seems to be hopefully they're helping him find a car that can get him over the western border into Moldova. Is that the last that you understand as well? And what is the contingency if that doesn't work out?
We don't know yet. I yesterday sent a statement, form, and a picture of his passport to Senator Ben Cardin's office, and with the hopes that they can contact someone, anyone, to try to help us out. We know that he's with his coach. There's an assistant coach there. His name is Terry. I believe his last name is Murphy. And he's you know, he's an American, but he's been over there for some years. And his wife and his mother. And his mother. Mm-hmm. Him and I want to say maybe one or two other people from that staff have been really focused on helping Maurice, and it's just nowhere to go because the roads are bombarded. And can you imagine you're leaving with gas, trying to get somewhere, but eventually those cars are going to run out and people are going to have to abandon the cars. So we didn't want him out there like a sitting duck, but they're not going to be able to move until the roads get cleared up. But as far as them getting him a driver, it's my understanding that they promised a lot before this happened, and then the promises that were made, it just went to hell because they for themselves. Yeah, because they never thought this was going to happen. They just kept saying, oh, everything is going to be okay. This happens all the time. And you know, nothing is going to happen. And we're telling them this is what we're seeing from here. And then it's okay, the United States is making more out of it than
Right.
it is. And they did not care. They just wanted to keep him there. And he should have been gone at least 2 weeks ago.
So your understanding is that right now his plan is still kind of taking it hour by hour, but he's still kind of hoping there's going to be a car to get him across that border. But if that doesn't happen, it's still going to be wait and see mode, right? That's sort of
Wait and see. And as
Absolutely.
parents, I'm saying, okay, we watch this stuff in movies. Send in a SEAL team and go get our son. I mean, we are begging, pleading, because he has no business being there.
Right.
Send somebody and go and get him, because, you know, a lot of times it's who you know. And my thing is, if it were you, if it were your child, your spouse, or whoever the case may be, what would you do for that person? So I'm like, okay, all else fails, send in a SEAL team and please go get my son.
you mentioned you sent a letter to who was the state senator again? I'm sorry.
Senator Ben Cardin.
Okay. And have you learned any more about whom might be able to help? I mean, I know obviously you identified him, but as far as you're talking about, imagine this is your own child. Who are you
Right.
trying to send that message to right now?
Well, I sent it to the office. I don't know who his assistant will get that to, but whomever. At this point, we're desperate. Whoever can help. We did go online and fill out the form for the State Department. And I called and got a number for the embassy, the American embassy in Poland. And I was on the phone with Maurice while he was speaking to them. The issue with that is they're ready to receive him, but he has to get there. And then if he gets out on the road, he could get detoured anywhere and not end up at that border, but another border. So, I mean, we just don't know until he actually gets out there.
Right. Who knows you're going to run into?
Yeah, it's kind of a wild card once you step outside. I know he's
Exactly.
operating on limited information too, but from what he's told you, does he, between the apartment and the bomb shelter, his specific location, does he feel like there's an imminent threat at his specific location, or does he feel like still at this point, hey, hanging out here still might be my best bet, or does he feel like that might be expiring at some point soon, based off of what he?
I think it's touch and go.
Right.
So right now they believe, and when I say they, him and Terry, that the apartment and the shelter right now is the best thing until some of the traffic jams get cleared up, unless a SEAL team can get sent in to get them, because there is nowhere for them to go right now.
Is he with Terry in that apartment, are they together physically right now?
So Terry has his own home and Maurice has his apartment that the team supplied to him.
Right.
So it's my understanding that it's just like a rock's throw away from each other. And then Terry's constantly contacting, they're constantly in contact with each other. And then if they hear the sirens go off, then Terry comes to get him, and then they go to the bomb shelter together. So they're definitely down there together. Sometimes he is at Terry's house with him, and then sometimes he's in his apartment. So there's just 3 spots that he's in, which is his apartment, Terry's house, or the bomb shelter.
I want to finish with this, and I want to give each one of you a chance to answer this. Is there anything that I have not asked you about your son that you'd like people to know about your son, or about the situation, or about anything that is currently on your mind as to stressed parents dealing with something unimaginable?
Other than getting them home, the only thing I can say, get them home.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. This is something you see on TV. Just everybody continue to pray, again, fast if you can. And we've set up a GoFundMe because we don't know where he may end up and what resources he may need when he gets to wherever he is. So we just want to make sure that he's okay on that. And that'll just be one less thing that we have to worry about. And, you know, we just want to thank everybody for praying for him and loving on him from a distance, contacting him, reaching out to him, continue to encourage him that hope isn't lost and that he will get home. We don't know when, but that he will
It's coming home.
get home.